So let us start. This is the lecture 4 for the subject computer graphics. So now we start from the direct view storage tube. What is this? So in case of the direct view storage tube, we consider the flood gun and the primary gun. There is also the writing beam and focusing and the deflection system. So the flood electrons, they reached up to the screen, and before that they are collected by the collector, and after the collection there is a storage grid, and beyond that there is a screen. So ultimately we will get the image on the screen. So this is an alternative method for maintaining a screen image, is to store the picture information inside the CRT instead of refreshing the screen. So in this case, we are not going to refresh the screen again and again like the CRT, cathode ray tube. A direct view storage tube stores the picture information as a charge distribution just behind the phosphor coated screen. Again, there is a phosphor coated screen, and the picture information is stored here in the form of the charge. So as it was shown in the figure, there are two electron guns we use in case of the direct view storage tube. So in case of the direct view storage tube, there are two electron guns we used. First is called the primary gun and is used to store the picture pattern. So in the primary gun, we store the picture pattern, and the second one is called the flood gun, which maintains the picture display. How we are getting the picture display in direct view storage tube? So we use two electron guns. So the primary gun, which uses the picture pattern, and another maintain the picture display. So there are various advantages and disadvantages in case of every monitor screen. Earlier we were using the CRT, cathode ray tube, and then CCRT, cathode ray tube, when it was monochrome, that is black and white, and then CCRT, colored cathode ray tube, and after that direct view storage tube. So the CRT also have a number of disadvantages. Similarly, whatever we are going to develop, whether it is an electronic item or something else, then each have, or we can say every electronic devices or some other devices have its pros and cons, means the advantages and disadvantages. So similarly, the direct view storage tube also have both advantages as well as the disadvantages. So if we compare with the CRT, then we can say that it has more number of advantages as compared to the CRT. So we can compare this in case of refreshment. In case of CRT, there is a refreshment needed, that screen refresh, or we can say the image refresh. But in case of the DBST, no refreshing is needed. In direct view storage tube, another type of, you can say, the screen. So in this case, there is no refreshing is needed. Very complex picture can be displayed at very high resolution without flicker. In this case, there is no flickering. As one image reach to the screen, there is a continuous pattern, means another image again reach to the screen. Then in case of the CRT, the flickering starts. But in case of direct view storage tube, we will get the continuous pattern of the various images, and there is no flickering, and we get the image with very high resolution. So what are the different disadvantages we are going to discuss here? They ordinarily do not display color, and that selected parts of picture cannot be erased. In this case, there are some selected parts of the picture. Those selected part we cannot erased easily. So to eliminate a picture section, the entire screen must be erased and the modified picture redrawn. So in this case, we remove all the pictures or the images which are coming on the screen and then wait for the next one in case of the DBST. So the erasing and redrawing process can take several seconds. In this case, here we have to wait for the another load for various images. That is seconds for a complex picture. If there is a picture is complex, then there is a need of many seconds. So we have to wait for the another image on the screen. So for these reasons, storage displays have been largely replaced by raster systems. So again, due to the various disadvantages, there is a need to change. So the next device is the plasma panel. What is the plasma panel? In this case, we can see the display here. There are glass plates and there is a gas chamber, and there are two conductors here, and this chamber filled with the neon gas. So there is a gas inside the chamber, and then you can see that plasma panels, these are also called gas discharge displays, because here we are using the neon gas or we are using the gas. So this is also called the gas discharge display. And these are constructed by filling the region between two glass plates. So there are two glass plates with a mixture of gases that usually includes neon. So mainly is neon gas. So a series of vertical conducting ribbons is placed on one glass panel, and a set of horizontal ribbon is built into other glass panel. So there are two glass panels we use here. One is called the vertical and another is called the horizontal. So there are two glass panels in the form of the ribbons. So as other electronic devices, we use here firing voltages. So what is the firing voltages? The voltage at which the device start to work. So with the help of the firing voltage, this device start to work. So firing voltage is applied to a pair of horizontal and vertical conductors. So we apply this voltage between these two conductors, vertical and horizontal, and this causes gas at the intersection of the two conductors to break down into a glowing plasma of electrons and ions. So as we apply the firing voltages between these two conductors, then due to the presence of the gas, it breaks down and form a glowing plasma of the electrons and ions. So this is the working of the plasma panel. So picture definition is stored in a refresh buffer. So in this case, how we are going to store the picture, it stores in a refresh buffer and the firing voltages are applied to refresh the pixel. So again and again we are applying the firing voltage, and this firing voltages are applied to refresh the pixel position. Again we are changing the pixel position at the intersection of the conductor. So 60 times per second. So how the changes are taking place? It is changing 60 times per second. In 1 second, it is changing 60 times. Means the picture is changing 60 times per second. It means the refresh rate is 60 hertz. So this is called the hertz. Unit is hertz. It means it is refreshing again and again in 1 second 60 times. Similarly, we can define the frequency. Frequency means cycle per second. It is changing. How many times it is changing? In our country, we can say that the frequency of the electricity is 50 hertz. Means the our bulb flicker 50 times in a second. Means on off. It changes its position 60 times in a second. But because this is going on continuously, so we get the light at constant rate or the constant voltage or the frequency. So we cannot judge whether it is going on or off. So it is happening 60 times per second here in this case. So we feel that we are getting the picture continuous, but there is a refresh rate at the rate of 60. So in this case, we use the alternating current, of course. Alternating current methods are used to provide faster application of the firing voltage. So here we apply the alternating current, and this gives the faster application of the firing voltage and thus brighter displays. So it gives the good quality displays. Separation between pixel is provided by the electric field of the conductors. So here the conductors provide the separation between the pixels. We use always pixels here on the screen. Next device is the LCD, liquid crystal displays. So liquid crystal displays are materials whose optical properties can be controlled by an applied electric field. Here again we are using the electric field. We apply the electric field, then its optical properties changes. So we control with the help of the electric field. So all LCD monitors work on this technology. We apply the electric field, and so we get the result as by changing only the electric field. So the technology used for LCD is not new. It is not new one, but it could not be popularized due to many shortcomings. So due to the various number of the disadvantages, we are not using this. Some of these drawbacks are slow speed. So in this case, in case of the LCD, the speed is slow of response, narrow operating temperature range. So here operating temperature range is very narrow, very less. We can say this. Limited viewing angles. So we cannot view the object or the image from various angles. So in case of the LCD monitors, we feel some sort of problems in viewing the picture or in viewing various images. We cannot get the right position of the image if we are watching the movie just by sitting at one corner. So we cannot see on this monitor properly if we are using the LCD monitor. So there are various problems come in case of the LCD monitors. So speed is also slow. Another temperature range is also narrow. Thus, the use of the LCD was limited to small electronic gadgets only. Even though we are using the LCD monitors, but it is limited. This technology has two major advantages, namely low power consumption and flat screen. So in case of the LCD monitors, we have flat screen. We currently using even LCD monitors. In case of various desktop and the laptops, we are using the LCD monitors still. So main advantages is low power consumption. Here the power consumption is low and the screen is flat. So due to these two important features, this technology picked up and is being used in a laptop. So still we are using in our laptops. The working principle of LCD is similar to that of the raster display on a refresh CRT. So it also works like the raster display on refresh CRT. In case of the CRT, we refresh again and again. So here again we use the same technology. Here the LCD cells replace the pixels, but only the change is LCD cells just be replaced by number of pixels. An image will be created on the screen and viewed by the user. Now this is the a diagram for the liquid crystal displays. Here we use the reflecting plate and then polarizing plate, and in the center we use the liquid crystals material here. Here we are using the material at the center, and above that there is a covering plate that is called the cover plate, and again polarizing plates we use. So there are reflecting plate, polarizing plate, again cover plate and polarizing plate, and in the midway we use the liquid crystal, and from there we get the connectors, edge connectors. So with the help of the edge connector we get connection to connect our device here. So this is the liquid crystal display diagram. What is the random scan display? Random scan display here, refresh rate on a random scan system depends on the number of lines. Here we use the number of lines on the screen, just we get the a number of lines, and how the lines are changing on the screen, that is called the refresh rate. Refresh rate on the random scan system. So on the random scan system we always use the number of lines to be displayed. Random scan displays are designed to draw all the component lines of a picture. So here we are getting the picture. In case of the random scan display, we get the picture with the help of the number of lines. So picture or image formed with the help of the number of lines. So what is the refresh rate here? 30 to 60 times each second. So here the lines changes from 30 to 60 times a second, again and again. So the image is coming toward the screen, and image formed or implemented with the number of lines. As the number of lines combined, we get the ultimate picture or the image on the screen. And how these lines changes on the screen, the rate is 30 to 60 times in a second. So high quality vector systems are capable of handling approximately 1 lakh short lines at this refresh rate. So on this refresh rate, we are getting, or we can say that the screen is handling 1 lakh short lines at this refresh rate. So this is the speed. Random scan display, you can see here on the screen we get such type of lines. Okay, so the image formed with the help of such lines. If we will combine a number of lines on the screen, then ultimately we can get the image. So random scan systems are designed for line drawing applications. So here random scan systems mostly we use for the line drawing applications and cannot display realistic shaded scenes. So here we cannot get the realistic shaded scenes. Suppose if there is a complete scene, so we cannot get realistic, even though we will feel there is a shaded scene, but we are not get the proper image. Okay, because it gives in the form of the line. So mostly we use random scan systems only for the purpose of line drawing applications. In the unit 2 we will discuss in detail about the line drawing applications, because there are various algorithms used to draw the line, because there is a system how we will draw the lines on the screen. So another system that is called the raster scan display. First is the random scan display, and random scan display we use to draw the various lines on the screen. And another system that is called the raster scan display we use for the raster scan display. And in this case, we consider a number of pixels as you can see in the diagram, and we store that in the refresh buffer. So we can say that here the image formed with the help of the number of pixels on the screen, and these number of pixels form the image, and that image is stored in the refresh buffer. So in the refresh buffer, we can store our image and ultimately we get on the screen. So we can say that here the picture we can store in this form. So this is called the vector form, and here we are storing our image in the form of 0 and 1. So raster scan CRT, again here we can get such type of lines you can say on the screen, and on this screen we form the image, but here we get the perfect image with the help of the number of pixels on the display. So the capability of the raster scan system to store intensity information for each screen point makes it well suited for the realistic display. Okay, earlier in the preceding case, we are not getting the real image, but in this case, we will get the real image. This is the only difference. Here we can also provide the shading system, and we can get different color patterns. So home televisions, sets and printers are examples of other systems using raster scan methods. So in case of the printers or the television sets, we use this scan system, that is the raster scan methods. So ultimately here we will get the good image as compared to preceding one. So preceding case will use only for drawing the various lines on the screen. So here we will get the intensity range for the pixel position depends on the capability of the raster system. In a simple black and white system, each screen point is either on or off. So what we are going to do in case of the black and white, we mostly use, there are various points and we make a system like on or off. So only one bit per pixel is needed to control the intensity. As you have already seen in this case, there is a frame buffer here that is also called the refresh buffer, and in this case we store our information in the form of the 0 and 1. So this is the raster scan display. So similarly, we use in case of the black and white system or the colored system. How we will get the black and white? We make various points on or off. Okay, in that case. So intensity of, and there are various uh, colors which we can uh, make on or off, and ultimately we can control the intensity of the screen. So for a bi-level system, a bit value 1 indicates that electron beam is to be turned on at that position, and 0 indicate beam intensity off. So we use 0 and 1 system here, and we put a bit value. A system with 24 bits per pixel and a screen resolution of 1024 by 1024 requires 3 megabytes of storage for the frame buffer. So here in the frame buffer, we store various pixels. So on the screen is nothing but it is a combination of number of pixels. So if there are more number of pixels, we will get the good quality picture, good image. On a black and white system with 1 bit per pixel, the frame buffer is commonly called a bitmap. Okay, bitmap in case of black and white system, because in that case we store 1 bit per pixel. But in case of color system, means in color system there are multiple bits per pixel. One pixel contains a number of bits, means more than one. So this is the system here, that is called the frame buffer. In this case, we store multiple bits per pixel, and this is called the pix map. Earlier, it is called the bit map, and in the another case, it is called the pix map if we are storing multiple bits. So refreshing on raster scan display is carried out at the rate of 60 to 80 frames. Here the refresh rate is higher than the earlier case. So here refresh rate is 60 to 80 frames per second. Although some systems are designed for higher refresh rates, more than this. So it is the basic one, 60 to 80 frames per second, means screen is changing the earlier images in 1 second 60 to 80 times, means screen is changing 60 to 80 times in a second. Now you can guess the speed yourself. So ultimately we get the images, or we can say picture, at fixed rate, so that we cannot judge how the screen is changing again and again. Sometimes refresh rates are described in units of cycle per second. So hertz is the unit for the refresh rate. Laser is scan display, another type of display. It is well known that conventional displays using phosphorus. Earlier we were using the phosphorus or a lamp as a light source, can express only about 30% of all visible colors. So earlier, what we are using phosphorus. Okay, so phosphorus we are using earlier one, but recently various efforts to expand color gamut of displays are being tried. So here, in this case, in case of the laser scan display, here we are using complete combination of different colors. Okay, if we will use one pixel, 1 bit per pixel, then we will get only one color, that is called the monochrome. If we are using suppose 8 bits per pixel, then 2 to the power 8 color we can get, means 256 color we will get. Similarly, if we will use 24 bits per pixel, means 2 to the power 24. So we can get a lot of combination of different colors. So in this case, in case of the laser scan display, we will get color gamut, means complete set of colors. So here we are getting the complete set of colors. So this we can say that expansion of different number of colors again. The most efficient one is the laser display. So this is one of the most efficient laser display which is realized with the lasers. Here we use the laser light as the light source since lasers have the most saturated colors. So in this case, the colors are most saturated. The laser display has wider color gamut than that of the conventional displays. Earlier, whatever we are using the conventional methods of the displays using phosphors or a lamp, but in this case we have a more plenty of numbers of colors. Here the range is very wide, complete set of colors in this case. So this is the latest one. So this is the diagram again. Here we are using the UVA light source and there is a optical lens you can see, and there are the projection lens, and this is the display. Here you can see. So this is the diagram for the laser scan display. So this is the one of the technology in which we can get the better quality of the picture with the higher level of the refresh rates. With three lasers of RGB, here we use three lasers of RGB colors, red, green, blue, up to 83% of human visible color area can be expressed, while color gamut is only 36% in the conventional display. Earlier, we were using only 36% in conventional display. We are getting only 36%. But here, in this case, we are getting 83% of the human visible color. So this is the last lecture for this unit, and now this is the time to discuss the various questions. If you have any problem, then you can discuss with me any questions, queries. But after this, I will give you a set of questions for your practice. In the next class, I will give you a separate set of questions. It will also include a complete set of MCQs, that is the multiple choice questions. So I will give you approximate 25 questions objective type for your practice and 10 questions subjective type for the practice of this unit. After that, I will take your one quiz based on unit number 1. So I will arrange, and this will be based on multiple choice questions and small answer based. I will also give the small questions so that you can answer in 1 or 2 lines, and there will be various multiple choice questions. So first I will give you various questions, small questions and MCQ for your practice, and after that we can set the date for the quiz. If you have any query, then you can ask. Welcome. Ask me. Any question, please? Everybody is welcome. Any question? Hello. You can ask any question. Welcome. If you want to clear anything, because after that I am going to set the date for the quiz. In the next week, I will take the quiz on the basis of this unit. And first, I will give you the set of small questions and set of multiple choice questions so that you can see and judge what type of questions you will get in the quiz. For the computer graphics,
सर यूनिट फर्स्ट के आप नोट सेंड कर दिए सर?
unit first PDF form, I will
यस सर.
I will give you tomorrow, hopefully.
ओके सर.
Any other question?
नो सर.
Everybody is welcome. No question? We can stop here?
यस सर.
Okay.